Hey, Bayern just got grilled, bro. They just got taken to school. Look, I was saying last video, we all know Thomas Muller sold his soul to the football guys after Klopp's back-to-back with Dortmund. That black magic has sustained Bayern for over a decade, but Thomas, your power's running low, buddy. You know what that means. Xabi offered the gods something better. They stole Kai Havertz's talent as payment for this league title. Hey, I'm all for it, though. Bayern lifting the trophy yet again would be so ass after the season Leverkusen has had. Please don't fuck this up. Xabi went out there and humiliated Thomas Tuchel today, okay? If you erased my memory and then told me that one of these coaches has been coaching for damn near 20 years and the other one just got his first professional manager position less than 2 years ago, I would say Tuchel was the rookie. First and foremost, one of Leverkusen's biggest strengths this season has been their domination of possession. Passing is one of the core traits of this team. Today they had 39% possession to Bayern's 61%, and they still completely bullied Bayern. How? Congestion. It's all about congestion with Leverkusen. Usually when we talk about being compact with Leverkusen, we're talking about their offense. If you ever seen my video from a couple months ago about Xhaka and Leverkusen, then go back and watch it. It's a longer version of what I'm about to say. To sum it all up though, normally the main thing Leverkusen do on offense is bunch their players up and make short, quick passes. It draws the defense in and opens up space for wide players like Frimpong. And something they did earlier this season was compact and then quickly switch sides and hit Frimpong on the right side of the field where he now has a lot more room to operate since all the defense has been drawn towards the compacted Leverkusen players. In this game, though, when we talk about congestion, we're talking about Leverkusen's defense. They clogged the middle of the field and forced Bayern to try to advance from the left or right while drifting back and forth and blocking them off whenever they moved the ball to the left or right trying to get forward. Sometimes they would try to trap them on the sideline and force a turnover, or sometimes they were content with forcing Bayern to pass it back, trying to frustrate them into a mistake. I think Bayern tried to replicate this because they copied their formation, but they literally couldn't because their execution was so awful. Whenever Bayern tried to switch sides to the left or right, Leverkusen's formation shifted with them and started clogging up the space in front of Bayern, giving them no room to move. In this situation, you see Upamecano and think, oh shit, he has a shit ton of space in front of him, right? Let me give him the ball real quick and see if we can at least move forward a little bit because Leverkusen's defense has had us sitting in the midfield with the ball doing nothing. So you get him the ball, but within seconds, Leverkusen have already crowded that entire area and you're not getting through that without losing possession. So your only choice is passing it back and trying to advance from the other side again. Now compare that to Bayern's defending. Here, Leverkusen is just toying with them, and that's embarrassing enough. It gets worse when they switch sides, though. The contrast between Leverkusen's extremely organized shift and Bayern's defending is crazy. They leave the middle of the field butt naked, and Leverkusen's able to almost immediately penetrate and threaten their goal. This is why people say possession does not show domination, because Bayern heavily outpossessed Leverkusen, but a lot of that possession was just passing back and forth in the midfield, trying to find an opening before forcing something and losing the ball. The two defensive midfielders, Xhaka and Andrich, also moved back and forth between their middle line of two and the line in front of them, which had three players. Leverkusen wasn't just sitting back the whole game. Occasionally, Xhaka joined the front three and put a bunch of pressure on Bayern, usually forcing them into mistakes. That's another thing Leverkusen has mastered, the art of changing pace and catching their opponent off guard. 1 second they're sitting back out of possession, drifting left and right while clogging up the middle and letting Bayern pass the ball around in front of them. Next second they're bum rushing them. 1 second they're passing around the ball at their own back. Next second they've played a ball into the midfield and suddenly Wirtz is charging forward. And you see the number of Bayern players left to defend and you're thinking, how the hell did Leverkusen catch them so off guard if it wasn't even really a straightaway counterattack? Because they lulled them into a false sense of security and then exploded forward out of nowhere. That's the advantage of having accurate and creative forward passes like Xhaka and Tapsoba. They give you the freedom to play like this. I know I said it before, but I really miss Xhaka at Arsenal. Xabi knows that Bayern can be an explosive team. He didn't overdo it with the counterpress. They were still aggressive with the way they counterpressed today, don't get me wrong, but they were also careful and mindful of the fact that Bayern not only has speedsters, but also has excellent passers that can take advantage of them if they're too eager. Xabi made the adjustments he needed to, and Tuchel tried to do the same, but all he did with his new formation today was make it easier for Leverkusen to press man-to-man. Kane, Musiala, and Sane got absolutely handcuffed and chained today. You would have thought Musiala didn't even play. It was wild to watch. They completely removed him from the equation. Xhaka had him on Rikers Island, and even when he managed to get away from Xhaka and try to get the ball, Tapsoba stepped up and took Xhaka's place. It was a defensive masterclass. Here's an example of one of the reasons Musiala and Sane were basically non-existent today. The ball isn't really anywhere near Musiala, so Xhaka is giving him a little bit of space, as you can see, not far from the referee. As soon as that changes, though, and Bayern passes the ball into that area, Xhaka starts to close in on Musiala as well as Tella, who scoots over getting ready to intercept the pass, and Tapsoba, who starts closing in on Musiala from behind. Sane starts making a run into the open space that Tapsoba appears to be leaving behind, as any sensible forward would. But as you can see, Tapsoba is just trying to bait Bayern into passing to Sane over the top, and not only is he already ready to sprint backwards and take care of it, Ta is also coming over, and he's in a good position to handle it too. The only reason Ta has the freedom to go help Tapsoba take care of Sane is because Hincapie was already running over to take care of Kane, who Ta was previously guarding. Who was Hincapie on in the first place earlier? Sane, of course, who is now being handled by Tapsoba and Ta. They rotate so perfectly and in such an organized manner. It seems like simple football stuff, but it's not that simple because not everybody can execute it well. That's why you have disjointed and disorganized teams like us a few years ago. Arsenal used to look like shit. Arteta has done wonders for our team. It's crazy what good coaching can do. The pass to Sane never ended up making it over the top because it was weak as hell. But even if it did, it would have been easily neutralized. And that's pretty much the story of today. Speaking of Kane, there's a very simple reason why he was also a non-factor today. Ta was not trying to see none of that bullshit. Everything that came his way, he was punching out of the box. This play, Kane tried to make a sneaky little run, and both Tapsoba and Ta read it easily and absolutely swallowed him. Pause. Super pause. Hold on. It was a suffocating defensive performance either way. It's crazy because Leverkusen is literally not even close to 100%. Boniface is injured and would have been at AFCON even if he was healthy. Kosuno's still at AFCON. Frimpong came on halfway through the second. Hoffman came on with 10 minutes left. Palacios is still hurt. I honestly do not want Xabi to leave Leverkusen this summer. I want to see him coach this Leverkusen team in the UCL against some Prem teams. Also, if he comes to the Prem, he's probably going to Liverpool, and I'm not trying to deal with this nonsense. Havertz against Xabi Alonso's system will actually be my 9/11. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'm going to see y'all next time.